Hey everybody, don't be mad, please, but I found another guy. I'm sorry. So a couple weeks ago, I made a video on these guys called Fresh and Fit. They're like a podcast for men only. And when you make videos on people, you usually watch a lot of their stuff. So my YouTube algorithm got all manosphered up, and now it's full of these different type of guys that I gotta show you now. So I don't want this to be what the channel is forever, but I keep finding these guys, and they're just fun. They're fun. It's fun times to look at. Pickup artist guys, dating advice guys, MGTOW guys, MRAs, bordering on incel stuff. And the more I watch, because I'm fascinated by it, the more it shows up. So I'm stuck in a purgatory of strange guys, and the only way to purge them from my life is to show them to you, and then I stop watching them because I've already looked at them all. The last few videos have been pretty kind of heavy, so I thought we could do a fun, chill video where I just kind of spoof on a guy that I found. Taylor the Fiend, that's his name. He's an animated vampire cartoon misogynist guy. That's how I would describe him. He's like a goth incel elf that's emo or something. I don't know.
You'll get girls who will join law school. You'll get girls who will, go into medical fields and stuff like that. They'll want to become a nurse. And some of these girls, man, to be quite honest, what they're doing is they're jumping into the field so that they can latch onto the men at the top and then just not work and kind of go with, ride his coattails, so to speak.
For some reason, it doesn't show how many subscribers he has, and I don't know why that is. But if we go to his channel, we can see he has 50 million views, and he's only been uploading for like 1 year. So what kind of content does this guy make? Well, why don't we look, okay? I got a divorce. 30-plus-year-old woman divorces her husband only to find out the grass isn't greener. Insane woman gets annihilated by Chad, refuses to take accountability. Woman goes into a rage on TikTok after being rejected by men. 30-plus-year-old woman regrets waiting so long to find a man. You'll notice a pretty consistent theme with these thumbnails. It's just pictures of women and then cartoon reaction guy. And basically the whole thing is like this for eternity. It's just pictures of women. They did something bad. We're roasting him. SMH my head. Look at all these WOMs. He uploads like 5 times a day. I don't know where his supply of videos is coming from, but it's basically limitless. Just looking through these, you can see how consistently they're being posted, and the views are like really high. 4 videos in the past day, 40,000, 60,000, 40,000, 78,000, 79,000, 231,000. Like, this is so much. So why don't we watch some of this content and see what's kind of going on here.
So I just got out of a 6-year-long marriage, and I'm entering the dating world as a single mom. It has been an adventure.
Okay, really quickly, it's so funny because he always plays the full clip at the start. So it's just some lady talking and his grinning anime avatar, like standing there like frozen. No matter how long the clip is, he doesn't interrupt it. So it could be just like 4 minutes straight of him like...
It has been an adventure. And the other night, I went on a first date. And on the way to the date, I started to get worried that I was not dressed up nice enough. I was wearing jeans and Timberland boots because it was cold. And I was like, man, what's this guy gonna be wearing? But when I got there, he was in sweatpants and a long sleeve t-shirt, so I wasn't worried anymore. And yes, I looked at him and I said, why are you wearing sweatpants? And he said verbatim, because I do not give a.
So here we have a divorced single mother who has divorced her husband, and she has gone back out into the dating market, and she has come to realize that the grass is not greener on the other side. A lot of these women, guys, they believe in the strong and independent women narrative, and they go out here, they divorce their husbands, and they realize, oh crap, men are not committing to me. Men are not interested in me. Men don't care anymore about me. Okay, why can't you just step up and wife up a divorced single mother? And you know what, guys? I have no sympathy for these women who, fail to stay with their husbands.
All right, so there's a lot going on there. Let's try and break that down. It's the women's fault for not keeping their husbands. That's why divorces happen. And therefore, the punishment that they receive when men don't love them in the dating market is 100% deserved because it was their fault from the start. You can see the way he's using this like massive generalization about women. It's like weirdly punitive.
On today's show, guys, we are going to be kicking it off by breaking down a clip from this woman right here who is a freshly divorced single mother.
Based on my experience of doing the Fresh and Fit video and then now having all of these guys recommended to me, there's similar ones which I'll go into. They're all selling a one-sided narrative that women are the problem, it's women's fault. So they are providing a sense of security in your decision to stop dating. If you've got a girlfriend and you want to lose her real quick, just go and cry in front of her a few times and tell her your feelings. Yeah, basically, no woman wants to hear that. Modern women doesn't know how to be a wife, but knows how to get divorced. She says 6-year-long marriage as if it's 26 years. I'm so freaking sick of hearing single mother of 2, single mother of 4, single mother. Like we should feel sorry for their stupid decisions. They are destroying the family unit with their selfishness. There are a lot of females, very few women. Smiley winky PC. So you get the general vibe of what kind of community this fosters, right? A baseline sort of resentment for women and a rejection of the pursuit of relationships. Are you sick and tired of YouTubers doing their bullshit ad reads all the time? Do you want to just get to the video sometimes? Well, too bad, because this video is sponsored by Surfshark VPN. So what does Surfshark VPN do? Well, it masks all the stuff that you do online. Surfshark VPN keeps you safe and secure and protected and like a little tiny baby bundle. When your device connects to the internet, all of your information will be encrypted. Another cool bonus perk of this service is that you can travel the world with a click of a finger. Oh, I'm in America, but I want to go to Canada for Netflix. Well, you don't even have to cross any borders or anything like that. You can just press the button and you're in Canada with Netflix. If any websites are blocked in your country, you can just evade that block by switching countries with surfsharkvpn.com. Not .com, just Surfshark VPN. There are some add-on security perks like Surfshark alerts. So you get real-time alerts on any breaches or any viruses or e-worms that are getting inside your computer. It's really good to have for when you're ever using public Wi-Fi. You can access things like your bank and still be secure. Surfshark has over 3,200 servers in 65 different countries, so no matter where you go, virtually or in real life, you'll have a place to be with Surfshark VPN. Double up on protection with multi-hop, which lets you put 2 VPN servers in between you and your destination for extra security. Their servers are 100% RAM only, so all the information gets deleted as soon as you're done. Surfshark has Clean Web, which automatically blocks over 1 million known sussy websites, basically. And lastly, they have 24/7 support, so you can get help anytime you need via social media, live chat, or email. Don't let all the creeps in your computer. Use Surfshark VPN now. Check it out. It's linked in the description. If you use my promo code, which is Noah Sampson, you can get 83% off and 3 extra months free. I love free stuff. Free stuff. It's good, man. All right, back to the video now. Hi.
You know, you just change your pair whenever you feel like it because Big Daddy government will come in and subsidize your life if you choose to remove a man. But what is going on, guys? It is Taylor the Fiend back again.
Just a brief welfare queen shout out before we start our show today. Yo, what if Bloodborne had neoliberalism? There's also a lot of like incel terminology going on here. So I have decided that I'm now getting a side hustle as a women empowerment coach. I can allow these ladies to ride the CC. CC is the cock carousel. Cock carousel, an idea perpetrated on Manosphere blogs that women casually sleep around in their 20s with hot, non-committal player types. Then, supposedly, when they hit their 30s and lose their looks, they realize they wasted their prime man-snagging years and became desperate to settle down, often with a boring, dependable flavor of guy they previously had no interest in. Karen spent her late 20s riding the cock carousel with a bunch of guys in bands that just wanted sex. Now she's 33, past her prime, and dating an accountant who she's pressuring to have kids with. So obviously this is fucking unhinged, but what it promotes is that anytime you encounter a woman who is single and over the age of 25, that is entirely her fault, and you can never trust this person because they should be held accountable for their mistakes or whatever. And here's the thing, right? I really don't have a problem with any type of self-improvement content. Like people who want to be career focused and do that so they don't spend as much time dating, or they want to be focused on their fitness, or they want to travel, or whatever type of thing you want to be doing. That's all totally fine, but also you want to ask the question, why? Why are they doing that? Why are they deciding to focus solely on themselves? And the vibe I get from this space is that they're doing it because women are the problem. And that's bad. It's like, if you're gonna do self-improvement stuff, do it because you want to, not because you think there's no hope of ever finding a proper relationship, you know?
I actually believe her when she uses the word adventure, okay? Because what these, like, it amazes me that we've got a whole bunch of men going out here choosing willingly, Lord knows why, to date these single mothers. And then they think that like any form of quote unquote connection that they build with these women is actually real.
It's weird because it's not like he's saying, if you're getting into dating and someone has a kid and you don't want to take on that responsibility, you feel like you're too young, you feel like you're not ready for doing that, you can just say so. Instead of that, it's like any single mom looking to get into a relationship should be completely shunned by society and punished. Very weird.
So I just got out of a 6-year-long marriage and I'm entering the dating world as a single mom. It has been an adventure.
Yeah, I bet. Guys, take note of the word that this woman used right here. She's been out on an adventure. Do you want to re-wife up, a girl who has gone on been on adventures with dudes? I don't know if that's the word you'd want to hear, but hey, maybe you're into that.
Guys, you all know what women mean when they say they want to go hiking. It means they want to climb up onto all these penises. No mountains, no trails, none of that. Just wieners everywhere. Adventure Time, the show, is hentai, actually.
You'll get a lot of questions from guys saying crap like, why doesn't my wife dress up for me anymore? Why doesn't my girlfriend dress up for me? Crap like that. But she'll go out dressed up to the town. Notice how this woman is going out to meet an essentially random dude, and she is concerned that she is dressed up, in my view, not dressed down enough. So notice how she says she doesn't feel dressed up enough because she's too covered up because it's cold. Right? Yeah, that should tell you everything you need to know, guys.
What is it, Taylor? What does that tell you? How does that tell you everything you need to know? Wait. Guys, she says she wants to wear a shirt instead of a sweater. Case in point, folks. Divorce her, even though you're not even married.
These girls say like, oh, I go out on the town for myself with my girls just to have some fun. It's like you dress the way you do to get attention from dudes, which is cool. But like, let's just not lie about it, eh?
Okay, I get it, you're wearing a shirt, but let's not act like that shirt isn't so that you can rip it off in the Starbucks and show it to everyone your boobies and not me.
And yes, I looked at him and I said, why are you wearing sweatpants? And he said verbatim, because I do not give a So...
And these girls sure know how to pick them, don't they? Right? For girls who say that they want caring, compassionate men, it's just super convenient, right? It just has to be one of the most convenient things on the face of the planet, how they always seem to end up, having these fun adventures, shall we say, with dudes who, quote, literally don't give a damn about what they even wear to said event.
Taylor, it was their first date. Why is it her fault that the guy showed up in sweats? Like, you see the circular logic here, right? Guys, girls always say they want to find a man that's a good man, but then they go out and find men that aren't good men. Fucking idiots. All you have to do to find a good man is find a good man. If you don't find a good man, it's your fault. But also, if you're a good man, you should never date a woman. So, joke's on you. I'm extremely confused.
I would much rather watch what the people say rather than what they do. And these girls, they spend all of their time chasing dudes who don't give a crap. Don't believe me, guys. See how much time girls spend on their phones, right? Like, it's insane.
Wow, we are off to a...
What? What are you talking about? Guys, these girls, man, they just... You guys all know how women be shopping. You know that, right? They just can't find good men these days, man, because they're just spending too much time at Victoria's Secret or texting. And yeah, so this video is just 37 minutes of that. He does pick on some different women. Why don't we search for his most popular video? Response: he didn't stick around. Girls are realizing men aren't committing anymore. Okay.
Put a finger down if you match with a guy on Hinge and he's literally your Prince Charming. Like, tall, dark, and handsome. I'm talking 6'4". So not only that, he's the best texter you've ever texted. He's smart, witty, sarcastic, just all of the above. Great, we love it. So you're planning your first date. He offers to pick you up. But not only that, he makes sure that you're comfortable with it first. Like, he asked. When I get outside, he's waiting outside of the car and says, I have 2 rules for you tonight. You don't touch the door handles, car doors, restaurant doors, etc. You also don't touch the bill. That's all me. From there, I'm sold. Prince Charming is literally, I'm in the car with Prince Charming next to me. The date goes amazing. Sparks are flying. We have everything in common. He has a big boy job, makes big boy money, does all the big boy things, and I'm obsessed. Like, great, love it. The next day, I get ghosted. So am I the only one here, or has this happened to someone else?
No. See, the thing is, we got all these ladies out here currently shopping out of their price range. Okay, you've got all of these girls thinking that they're entitled to the top shelf guys, the guys that are doing the best in life, and these 6 foot, 6-figure guys. All these girls think that they're entitled to these men. They're absolutely not. And the thing is, these girls will get to 30, 40, 50, and they'll be single and alone with their cats while they wait for Mr. Right to come along. Mr. Right has already been in their lives.
Okay, let's break this down. The girl told that story because she thought it was weird that after she thought this date went really well, this person ghosted her. But from this, Taylor is already jumping past that to a conclusion that she never would have worked out with that guy anyway because price range.
All these ladies out here currently shopping out of their price range.
And then the catastrophizing. So going from that into women are gonna grow old and die alone with their cats doesn't seem like a reasonable response to the video that he showed. I think when these guys hear someone described in a way that like portrays them as a Chad, every single descriptor makes them more and more resentful towards the women. And that lady used way too many. She was like, he was tall, he had a big boy job, he made big boy money, he was handsome, he opened the door, he is chivalry. These are all things that these guys like detest. Because of them, women don't deserve any of this stuff. You know, it's like this guy's already doing way too much for this person. Like price range, marketplace, normal brain.
Finally, I can comment again. I've been banned for almost 2 weeks. This question is actually pretty easy to answer. I've actually kind of answered it in a few of my previous videos. You see, women don't actually do anything in life. Even if you look at industries where women do technically dominate in raw numbers, there's still higher positions that men dominate.
That is such a wild thing to say right off the bat. You know what, guys? Women don't actually do shit in life, and fuck them. Just like so mask off, like not even sugarcoating it at all, not even talking about statistics, just we hate them.
When they say most women are teachers, they mean grade school teachers. If you go to college, most professors are men. When you look at nursing, yeah, sure, most nurses are women. Most doctors are men, though. Men have to compete to get to the top, but unfortunately, we also compete at the bottom.
So that's absolutely true. And one thing I'd like to add to this as well is, of course, this man is just spitting straight facts here. But something else as well that not a lot of guys seem to know about is the fact that women will often get into these fields to try and land the guys at the top. You see what I'm saying? So you'll get girls who will join law school. You'll get girls who will, go into medical fields and stuff like that. They'll want to become a nurse. And some of these girls, man, to be quite honest, what they're doing is they're jumping into the field so that they can latch onto the men at the top and then just not work and kind of go with, ride his coattails, so to speak. Like, I've seen girls literally do that and be able to bag lawyers and stuff like that by joining law classes and whatever the case may be.
Ladies, we all know we go to medical school to become a gold digger. That's the medical degree we search after. Like, Taylor, who are you talking about, man? What are you saying? Where? Show me. What? Go to a university and ask people this question and see how quickly you could get the cops called on you. Like, just a reminder, 400,000 views, 99% like ratio, okay?
Welcome back to another episode of Danny's Dating Stories. I have gone on so many bad dates, and Mama's Boy was just one of them. Now it is time to tell the story of a boy that we are going to codename Serial Dater. When I tell you that this man was so fine. He had the most perfect sun-kissed skin, the perfect hair.
Oh god, here we go again with the descriptions of an attractive man. They're already upset. He had nice hair, he had good skin, he was tall. He should not have been hanging out with you. This is fucked.
Have you guys ever noticed how all of these men who are quote-unquote serial daters, right, or the dudes who get around the block a few times, right, they always seem to be good-looking men? It's never the dudes who look bad or who are short, right, or, who don't look the best. These are not the men who are out here quote-unquote serial dating.
Obviously, looks do play a role in dating, but isn't that the case for everyone? Like, he was just shitting on that lady before for not being up to the guy's price range. With a lot of these guys, it can be hard to tell if they're making this content and kind of saying these things because they really believe it, or if they're just saying the buzzwords and the stories, the friend zone, like he was just saying like over and over again because he knows the audience wants that to be the case. But I lean more towards the notion that all these guys do believe this stuff, and it stems from a place of like hurt. And that hurt creates misconceptions about how relationships work. And again, it's one thing to like have weird views and have someone come in and be like, hey, like maybe you had a bad experience, but that's not the case for every woman in the world. So, don't do that. Instead, you have a person fostering resentment within just millions and millions of people. I mean, over the course of however long the channel's been going. I don't know, it's a weirdly self-sustaining zone of like harm. I guess. I don't really know what the solution is here because I really want to fall back on the fact that the algorithm is connecting all of these types of guys such that the input of content that is telling you that it is women's fault and you should resent them for wanting to have a good time on a date. It's like limitless. I have yet to get recommended a video that is a response to any of these guys, and it makes sense why they are not receptive to this kind of thing. Women mature faster, so you should look up to them as role models and leaders. That would be a speed run into collapse of society.
Damn,
I literally had a
son.
girl tell me I was too nice to be in a relationship with when I was 20. She was a brain case, so I thank God she did that. Any girl who rejects you is doing you a favor. So again, just broad, vast generalizations because of bad experiences. The thing is, like, dating can and does, especially now, suck. Like, dating apps suck. Forming relationships is a, commodified, digitized dopamine thing. I mean, we all know this stuff about like Tinder. But I think that's a very common experience no matter whether you're a woman, a man, non-binary person. And so the only way to find common ground is to actually like talk to each other, to like, for all the stories that these channels are pulling up and saying like, look at how badly this woman acted in this situation. There are equally as many of men doing that. So I don't know. I'm really kind of struggling here to figure out like what can be done about this. But the one thing I have found, somebody commented about this earlier, is a subreddit called Men's Liberation, r/men's lib. And it's pretty interesting. It's the men's issues discussion has been sorely held back by counterproductive tribalism. We're building a new dialogue on the real issues facing men through positivity, inclusiveness, and solutions building. And it's really focused on building men up and addressing issues without tearing women down, basically, with like an intersectional feminist lens as well. Rule number 9, this is a pro-feminist community. General feminist concepts are integral to our discussion. Our approach is intersectional and recognizes privilege as relative to the individual. If you are confused by certain terms, we'll refer you to other resources, but this isn't the place to debate terminology. We don't require you to identify as a feminist, as long as you can engage with our approach in good faith and abide by our civility guidelines. Furthermore, gender essentialism is not welcome here. So it is like welcoming and open space. And just to read some of these posts, like, casual sex generally leads to more positive emotional outcomes for men than for women, study finds. So right here, this article could be cited by a Manosphere person in order to like slut shame and be like, guys, when they hook up, it's good because they earned it. But women, they're giving it up. But here, the discussion goes differently. So they're citing a section from the article, but women were more likely than men to report that they had engaged in the hookup because they were feeling miserable, feeling lonely, felt pressured by the other person, or wanted to feel better about themselves. Women were also more likely than men to report negative emotional outcomes such as loneliness, unhappiness, rejection, regret, and then the commenter responds. This doesn't surprise me given the fact that men are taught that sexual conquests, regardless of the quality, are an indicator of their manliness or manhood, which also plays into why the orgasm gap exists. And women are typically taught that their desire to be sexual is shameful, and we're all taught that being sexually desirable is one of the most valuable things we can, which is a bit of an oxymoron for women. But I do think if we explored why those men felt that way, we'd see that they're actually using casual sex the same way one might use drugs or alcohol. I'm not trying to imply that all men who say they walk away from the experience happy and content are lying and that the casual sex doesn't typically favor men over women, but I do think if we explored why those men felt that way, we'd see that they're using casual sex the same way one might use drugs or alcohol. And that would at least partially explain why women aren't walking away with that same feeling, mainly because her pleasure isn't at the forefront of the experience. His ability to quickly reassure himself or his manhood or boost his confidence is. So again, it's like starting from the same point of here's a study that says some information about sex and relationships, but instead of going in one direction, spiraling into blaming women for whatever thing it is, it's like an actual conversation. I think that's great. I think we need more stuff like this. I don't know where this is going on YouTube and how it's going to counter our vampire friend, but let me know in the comments, and that's the end of the video. Thank you. And thanks again to Surfshark VPN for sponsoring the video. Thank you to my patrons for being so goddamn cool. And yeah, I hope don't get bitten in the neck by a vampire man that wants to tell you why women are bad, because that'd be bad because you'll turn into that guy. I don't know. Who cares? Bye.